Today, we're going to get into this really cool story. It's about a compass, a town that literally froze in its tracks, and the hidden cost of trying to do everything all at once.
So just picture this, a totally normal day. Sun's out, you can hear birds chirping, people are off to work, to school, everything is just as it should be.
But then, in the hands of a young boy named Arin, something weird happens. He's holding this old, forgotten compass, and it suddenly starts to hum, and this faint light starts glowing from inside it.
And right then, with this silent pulse of light, everything just freezes.
I mean, can you imagine seeing this? Birds are just hanging in the air, totally still, like these little statues. Cars are silent on the road, their engines quiet. The whole world has basically become a photograph, and somehow, he's the only one who can still move. So Arin starts walking through this silent town, and he starts to notice something, a pattern. He sees the town baker, frozen, but he wasn't just kneading dough. His eyes were glued to his phone. He sees a student who wasn't just reading. She had headphones on, a pen in her hand, ready to write. A mom stirring a pot with a phone to her ear while reaching for a spice. He realizes everyone is frozen in the middle of doing at least two things at once.
And right then, the compass glows even brighter, and these words appear on the glass. It's a clue, but what truth is it trying to show him?
So of course, Arin gets curious. He reaches out to touch things in this frozen world. He tries to push a leaf that's just floating in the air and it barely even moves. Then he goes to lift that student's textbook, and he can hardly even budge it. It feels like it's made of solid lead.
The compass pulses again, and this time it gives him the secret. You see, it's not the book that's heavy. It's the attention that's attached to it. The student's mind was split between reading and listening and writing, and all that divided focus gave the book this incredible weight.
And that's when it all clicks for Arin. It wasn't some magic spell that stopped the town. The people were frozen by the sheer weight of their own fractured focus. They were so busy trying to do everything at once that they were, literally stopped in their tracks. It's a pretty amazing story, but it really makes you wonder, right? Is this just a clever fairy tale, or is there actually some real science behind this whole idea that divided attention can make things feel, heavier and slower?
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the real science behind the story. The idea that we can truly multitask. It's basically a myth. Our brains aren't built like computers with multiple processors running at the same time. Instead, when we think we're multitasking, what our brain is actually doing is switching its focus back and forth between tasks just really, really fast.
And every single one of those little switches, it comes with a price. Scientists actually have a name for it, the switching cost. Just think of it like a tiny mental tax you have to pay. It's that split second and that little bit of brain power it takes to stop doing task A and then refocus on task B. Now, multitasking feels super productive, right? But all those tiny switching costs, they really add up. They make us slower, they make us more likely to make mistakes, and they drain our mental energy. And that's what makes our work feel heavy. But when you focus on a single task, you get rid of all that friction. You allow your brain to get into that awesome state of deep focus that people call flow.
And the impact here is huge. It's not a small thing. Research shows that constantly juggling your tasks can slash your productivity by as much as 40%. I mean, that is a massive, massive price to pay just for dividing your attention. So let's bring this all back to Arin and his magic compass. The science really backs up the story's beautiful metaphor, doesn't it? The heavy time he found wasn't magic at all. It was the very real, built-up weight of all those little switching costs. When you give all your focus to one single thing, you lift that weight. Work feels lighter. Time just seems to flow. And that really just leaves us with one simple, but honestly, pretty profound question to think about as you go on with your day. Think about Arin's frozen town. Think about that hidden cost of switching. And just ask yourself, what is the one thing right now that truly deserves all of your focus?